So, how do the Amish manage to live so economically? I've dedicated the last week to exploring Amish-inspired frugal living strategies, so you won't need to. I will detail the 50 most effective approaches you can begin implementing today for a more cost-conscious life. Drink water. Are you aware that the typical American home allocates almost $1,000 annually just for beverages? Here's an enduring Amish secret for saving money. Simply drink water. While your colleagues might be spending $5 on elaborate coffee beverages and sodas daily, you could be refilling your water bottle for virtually nothing. Carry a reusable water bottle, and you'll be surprised by the savings, eliminating those last-minute stops for costly drinks or succumbing to vending machine lures. Furthermore, by opting for water instead of sugary drinks, you could sidestep ingesting as many as 50,000 additional calories each year. Eat at home. Dining out has become remarkably costly. A standard family of 4 now lays out around $250 for just one restaurant meal. Here's a basic reality. Your kitchen is your finance's greatest ally. Although that popular new restaurant might seem appealing, keep in mind you're paying a 300% premium on the majority of dishes. The Amish consistently view restaurants as places for significant events, not routine meals. Consider this. The funds spent on a single upscale dinner out could cover groceries sufficient to provide your family with delicious, home-prepared meals for several days. Reserve those restaurant outings for celebratory moments. Make food yourself. Looking for the key defense against inflation? Look no further than your kitchen. Takeaway food costs have surged 7.7% in the past year alone. Rather than placing that $20 pizza order, you could prepare 4 tasty homemade pizzas for an equivalent amount. Additionally, when you prepare meals from basic ingredients, you are in complete control of what goes into your food. No ambiguous components or concealed sugars. The Amish don't utilize sophisticated food delivery applications and their health benefits from it. All those preservatives, hidden sugars, and processed items eliminated. Begin with straightforward recipes, perhaps your mother's cherished family pasta sauce recipe. Before long, you'll be creating meals that could evoke envy in a restaurant chef, and your palate will appreciate the homemade quality. Make coffee at home. The Amish have refined the appreciation of simple joys, and their method for coffee is brilliant. Instead of indulging in those pricey coffee pods, which calculate to about $40 per pound, they brew ample quantities of robust coffee using high-quality beans. Isn't it amusing? While crowds queue for their $7 seasonal specialty coffees, an Amish household enjoys their morning brew together for mere cents per serving. Acquire a reliable coffee maker and some fresh beans. The fragrance of brewing coffee will awaken you even before the caffeine takes effect. Believe me, the initial taste of home-brewed coffee in your preferred mug is unparalleled. Learn baking skills. Have you ever sampled an authentic Amish pie? It's truly exceptional. While others spend $40 on elaborate bakery cakes, Amish families retrieve freshly baked goods from their ovens at a minimal cost. The key? They have elevated baking to an art passed through generations. Start uncomplicatedly, perhaps with traditional chocolate chip cookies or banana bread. After mastering the fundamentals, progress to pies and cakes. Here's an interesting detail. The typical Amish household bakes a minimum of 3 times per week. Not only will you craft amazing desserts, but your home will also be filled with that enticing, freshly baked aroma that no candle can replicate. Reuse old glass containers. Enter any Amish kitchen, and you'll notice shelves lined with repurposed glass jars containing vibrant preserves, dried herbs, and homemade treats. Overlook those costly store-bought storage solutions. These resourceful individuals have understood for generations that glass jars are invaluable kitchen assets. They are ideal for everything from preserving leftovers to organizing pantry staples. The next time you empty a jar of pickles or pasta sauce, wash it thoroughly instead of discarding it into the recycling. Glass jars resist absorbing flavors or stains, unlike plastic, and endure almost indefinitely. Moreover, they act as transparent displays in your pantry, eliminating those unidentified containers lurking at the back. Buy in bulk. Here's an ingenious Amish community practice. They collaborate for bulk purchases. Imagine this. Rather than each person buying a small flour bag, they unite to share a 50 lb sack. This not only yields significant savings, but also reinforces community ties. However, there's a condition. Bulk purchasing demands careful planning. The Amish are vigilant never to buy more than they can utilize before spoilage. They adhere to the principle, waste not, want not. Before adding that huge box of cereal to your cart, consider, will I truly consume all of this before it becomes stale? Keep in mind, a bargain is only beneficial if you use the entire product. The Amish meticulously check expiration dates, a practice you should adopt too. Have a small farm garden. The Amish possess knowledge that is literally cultivated in their yards. Even a diminutive garden can produce impressive results. You don't require vast expanses of land like a conventional Amish farm. Begin modestly with a few pots of fresh herbs or several tomato plants. Were you aware that a single tomato plant can yield as much as 20 labies of tomatoes during its season? Potatoes are another Amish garden staple. They are practically infallible. Simply plant a few potato sections in the spring, and by autumn, you'll be harvesting your own supply of potatoes. The greatest advantage? Vegetables fresh from the garden taste markedly superior to those bought in stores. Once you experience a sun-matured tomato directly from the plant, you won't want to go back. Start preserving food. The Amish have elevated food preservation to a sophisticated practice. They ensure not a single cucumber or tomato is wasted. Instead, they convert the summer harvest into jars of pickles, sauces, and preserves that sustain them throughout the year. Here's an astounding statistic. A typical Amish family annually preserves over 300 jars of food. Water bath canning and fermentation are their preferred methods, elementary techniques accessible to anyone. Begin with something simple like pickled cucumbers or fermented sauerkraut. Trust me, experiencing a jar of homemade tomato sauce during winter is unparalleled. It's akin to bottling summer. Furthermore, fermented foods are rich in beneficial gut probiotics. Bake your own bread. The delightful smell of freshly baked bread is a common feature in Amish homes. They have honed their bread-making abilities over generations, and their straightforward principle is, all that's required is flour, water, yeast, and some patience. A standard loaf from the store costs approximately $4 to $5, whereas making it at home costs under $1. Curious about what distinguishes Amish bread? They dedicate time to it. Each loaf is kneaded manually, allowing the dough to achieve the ideal consistency. Start with a fundamental white bread recipe. It's remarkably tolerant for novices. You'll soon realize that baking bread transcends saving money. It's about crafting something genuinely fulfilling with your own efforts. Do home improvements yourself. The Amish perspective on home enhancement is refreshingly uncomplicated. If an item requires repair, they acquire the skill to fix it themselves. They possess an admirable DIY before purchasing attitude that has saved them substantial amounts over generations. Consider their likely view of those $200 per hour handyman charges. Before contacting a professional for every minor home repair, ask yourself, could I learn this? With online tutorials readily available, you can master almost anything, from mending a dripping faucet to painting walls expertly. Begin with straightforward tasks and develop your confidence. My friend learned to tile her bathroom by viewing online videos, saving over $1,000 on labor. Naturally, certain tasks like electrical work are best handled by experts, but for basic repairs and enhancements, embrace that Amish self-reliant spirit. As they believe, learning happens best through action. Never have an empty pantry. The Amish consistently maintain well-supplied pantries, a habit rooted in practical wisdom. Have you ever observed how a bare pantry often results in costly last-minute purchases or those let's just order takeout decisions? Those impromptu grocery trips when hungry essentially authorize your wallet for reckless spending. Here's a significant game changer. Formulate a master inventory of your pantry essentials. Ensure basics like flour, rice, pasta, and canned items are always stocked. The Amish arrange their pantries by meal categories. breakfast foods grouped together, baking ingredients in one area, dinner necessities elsewhere. This system simplifies identifying low stock before depletion. Pro tip: allocate 1 day monthly for pantry assessment, verify expiration dates, move older products forward, and compile your shopping list. A meticulously organized pantry is not merely convenient, it's your primary defense against impulsive food expenditures. Avoid name brands if you can. The Amish hold a distinct view on brand names. They prioritize quality over labels. While your neighbor might prefer that $8 box of brand name cereal, the Amish understand that the $3 store brand is equally palatable. Here's an unexpected revelation. Numerous generic items originate from the very same factories as the premium brands. Want to hear something amusing? In blind comparisons, individuals frequently cannot distinguish between generic and name-brand goods. Even more humorously, they sometimes favor the less expensive option. The strategy is selectivity. Opt for store brands for fundamental items like flour, sugar, and cleaning agents. Maintain a log noting which generic products meet your standards and which do not. Remember, attractive packaging and clever advertising. Use reusable cloth products. Enter an Amish home, and you'll observe an absence: paper towels. Rather than disposing of money on single-use paper items, they employ durable cloth substitutes that endure for years. Ponder this: the average family spends upwards of $180 annually solely on paper towels. That represents a significant amount of trees and money ending up directly in the garbage. Their handcrafted textile assortments would impress any homemaker, yet you need not be an expert weaver to emulate their approach. Begin with a set of high-quality microfiber cleaning cloths or cotton dish towels. Designate a container for clean cloths in the kitchen and another for soiled ones awaiting laundry. Not only do reusable cloths outperform paper towels in cleaning. Learn sewing. The Amish have recognized for generations what fashion labels hope remains undiscovered. Fundamental sewing abilities can yield considerable savings. With merely a needle, thread, and some patience, you can prolong the usability of your garments by years. A detached button or a ripped seam doesn't necessitate purchasing a replacement. Prepare for a startling fact. Americans discard approximately 80 lbs of clothing per individual annually. Conversely, Amish families maintain their clothing in excellent condition through simple mending. You don't need to be an expert tailor. Commence with basic hand-stitching techniques. Learn button attachment, minor tear repair, and pant hemming. Numerous simple online tutorials can impart these skills rapidly. Once proficient with the fundamentals, you might even find this tranquil, productive activity enjoyable. As the Amish proverb states, a stitch in time saves 9. Dry laundry under the sun. Are you aware that your clothes dryer likely ranks as the second largest energy consumer in your residence, following only your refrigerator? The Amish have bypassed this energy-intensive appliance for generations, allowing nature to perform the task instead. A basic clothesline or drying rack can significantly reduce your electricity expenses while imparting a fresh air scent to your garments that no dryer sheet can replicate. Here's a lesser-known piece of information. Sunlight serves as a natural sterilizer and can enhance the whiteness of fabrics more effectively than bleach. Additionally, air-dried clothing lasts longer as it isn't subjected to repeated tumbling and heating. Simply consult your weather forecast prior to laundry day. No one desires their freshly washed clothes to be caught in unexpected rainfall. The finest aspect? Your garments will carry the scent of sunshine rather than artificial perfumes. As my Amish acquaintance once remarked, why incur costs for what nature provides freely? Use one light bulb at a time. Recall old films depicting someone illuminating an entire room with a single oil lamp? There's a profound insight there. The Amish adopted this method long ago, utilizing one potent light source rather than multiple faint ones dispersed throughout. Consider this. Why illuminate 5 small lamps when one effective one suffices? Here's an interesting fact. Transitioning from several incandescent bulbs to a single bright LED can reduce your lighting expenditures by as much as 80%. Adhering to the Amish routine of waking with the sunrise means maximizing natural daylight, eliminating the need for artificial light when nature offers the optimal free illumination. The technique involves strategic positioning. One well-placed bright light can illuminate an entire area more effectively than several smaller ones. Furthermore, fewer bulbs translate to fewer replacements. Learn how to cut hair. Imagine allocating $30 to $50 every few weeks, merely for a standard haircut. That amounts to over $500 annually. Within Amish communities, hair cutting is a familial activity with techniques passed down through generations. They have transformed a necessary chore into an opportunity for family connection, demonstrating that sometimes the most straightforward solutions are superior. Starting with children's haircuts is ideal. They are generally simpler, and frankly, children are more lenient towards slightly imperfect trims. Begin with basic trims and straight cuts. View some online tutorials. Invest in suitable scissors, not your kitchen shears, and practice on cooperative family members. Naturally, if you desire a sophisticated style or significant alteration, consulting a professional is advisable. However, for routine maintenance trims, you might uncover a latent skill while retaining more funds. As they express in Amish regions, practice leads to progress. Make soap yourself. Curious about what distinguishes Amish-made soap? They formulate it using basic, unadulterated ingredients, no puzzling chemicals or synthetic fragrances. And the prime benefit, you can produce it as well. The procedure is remarkably simple, employing fundamental components like lye, water, and oils. A single batch can yield sufficient soap to last for months. The key element is the curing phase. Amish soap artisans allow their bars to mature for 4 to 6 weeks, resulting in a firmer, more durable soap. Store-purchased soaps frequently dehydrate the skin, whereas homemade versions retain natural glycerin that commercial producers extract. Moreover, you can personalize your soap with essential oils, herbs, or oatmeal for varied advantages. Ready for an intriguing fact? A single batch of homemade soap, roughly 10 bars, costs approximately $20 to produce, whereas artisanal bars retail for $8 to $10 each. Give handmade gifts. When birthdays and holidays approach, most individuals head to the shopping center. Concurrently, in Amish communities, they are engrossed in creating significant presents that bring warmth to both the recipient's heart and home. Their handcrafted offerings, from aromatic soaps to hand-knitted scarves, frequently evolve into treasured family heirlooms. Reflect on the last instance you received something handmade. Didn't it possess a greater sense of specialty than a store-bought item? Whether it's homemade vanilla essence, knitted dishcloths, or hand-poured candles, these gifts convey a personal element unmatched by mass-produced goods. Additionally, crafting gifts can evolve into a pleasurable hobby, providing year-round satisfaction. Commence with straightforward projects like infused cooking oils or baked items. As your abilities advance, attempt soap making or candle pouring. Recall the Amish saying, "The finest gifts originate from the heart, not the mall." Don't be swayed by trends. Have you ever observed the rapidity with which essential items become outdated? While others pursue the newest gadgets and fashion crazes, the Amish concentrate on enduring quality items built to last for years. They have perfected the skill of sidestepping the trend cycle, and their finances reflect this prudence. Before acquiring something fashionable, ask yourself, will I still desire this next year? That vibrant pink leopard print rug might appear fabulous currently, but will your affection for it persist in 6 months? Instead, invest in classic items that endure over time, like that sturdy wooden table that has served in your grandmother's kitchen for 40 years. It remained perpetually stylish. The strategy involves distinguishing genuine necessities from trend-influenced desires. As one astute Amish elder stated, "Fashion is fleeting, but quality remains perpetually in style." Try some natural remedies. Before heading to the pharmacy for every minor discomfort, consider this. Traditional Amish communities have employed natural remedies for generations with notable effectiveness. They recognize that numerous common health concerns can be managed with elementary natural approaches. Experiencing a sore throat? Attempt honey and lemon tea. Coping with indigestion? Ginger root could be the solution. These remedies are not merely folklore. Many are corroborated by contemporary science. A teaspoon of local honey, for example, can rival over-the-counter cough suppressants for nighttime coughs. Naturally, significant health problems necessitate appropriate medical intervention. Promotional content. The only product we'll ever promote on our channel is a book by Claude Davis, a veteran prepper, about 12 superfoods and preservation methods from crisis times, like the Great Depression and wartime, that are impossible to find elsewhere. We decided to promote his book because we are the last generation able to share these techniques and superfoods with our children or grandchildren. It would be a shame to see this information about highly nutritious foods and preservation methods to survive crises disappear. You can also find a book about herbal remedies from Nicole Allen on their store. If you're watching this on TV, you can look up our channel, Frugal Solutions, on your phone or tablet and find the books by clicking the link in our channel description or any other video description. Buy secondhand items. Purchasing secondhand items is not merely economical, it's an adventure. Adopt a strategy from the Amish approach, where acquiring quality used goods is viewed as resourceful, not frugal. That sturdy oak dresser priced at $1,000 in the furniture store. You might acquire it for $100 at a neighborhood thrift shop. Here's a professional suggestion, borrowed from Amish bargain seekers. Concentrate on superior materials. A well-crafted wooden chair from the 1950s will probably endure longer than a new particle board equivalent. Explore local thrift stores, estate auctions, and online platforms for concealed treasures. You might be astonished at what individuals discard, occasionally lightly used items still in their original container. Walk to your destination if it is a short distance. Are rising gas prices causing concern? Draw inspiration from the Amish. They have walked short routes for generations, and perhaps they have the right idea. Walking not only conserves money on fuel and parking charges, but also provides a complimentary workout. Consider this: a 15-minute walk to the supermarket burns calories while saving you money. Are you aware the average American allocates over $10,000 annually to car-related expenditures? While nobody proposes exchanging your vehicle for a horse-drawn carriage, opting to walk for those shorter journeys can accumulate significant savings. Additionally, you'll notice aspects of your vicinity unseen from a car. Certainly, you might need to depart slightly earlier, but weigh the advantages. Invigorating air, moderate exercise, and avoiding parking space conflicts. As my Amish acquaintance puts it, the finest miles are those traversed on foot. Share tools and equipment. Why must every home possess its own pressure washer, utilized merely twice annually? In Amish communities, sharing tools and machinery transcends mere cost savings. It cultivates relationships. Reflect on this. Do you genuinely require ownership of every single tool for infrequent projects? Here's an excellent suggestion. Initiate a neighborhood tool-sharing cooperative. That leaf blower employed 3 times each autumn? Share it with your neighbor, who might lend you their pressure washer reciprocally. A basic tool-sharing arrangement can save each household hundreds, potentially thousands of dollars yearly. The Amish have refined this model. From garden cultivators to canning apparatus, they share their possessions and borrow necessities. This not only conserves funds, but also fosters stronger community connections. Moreover, you'll always have someone to consult when assistance is needed with operating complex equipment. Use simple cleaning solutions. Those costly cleaning agents promising extraordinary results for $10 per bottle, avoid them. Traditional Amish households maintain immaculate conditions using only a few fundamental ingredients that cost very little. Vinegar, baking soda, and some physical effort can address nearly any cleaning task. Combine 1 part vinegar with 1 part water for an all-purpose cleaner effective against grease and dirt. Baking soda serves as a mild abrasive for sinks and bathtubs. Encountering persistent stains? Formulate a paste using baking soda and water. These natural cleaners not only save money, they are also more beneficial for your health and the environment. The primary advantage? Eliminating concerns about harsh chemicals around children and pets. As one Amish grandmother articulates, if you cannot pronounce the ingredients, perhaps they shouldn't reside in your home. Grow your own herbs. Spending $4 on a diminutive package of herbs that spoils in your refrigerator within 3 days. Let's adopt a strategy from the Amish Herb Gardening Guide. A basic windowsill herb garden can supply fresh flavors throughout the year. The greatest benefit? Most herbs are more resilient than artificial plants. Begin with culinary staples like basil, thyme, and mint. These robust plants flourish in small containers and favor sunny locations. A single basil plant can yield sufficient leaves for months of fresh pesto, and mint essentially propagates itself. The Amish frequently dry surplus herbs for winter consumption. Simply suspend bundles upside down in a dry area. Here's an intriguing detail. A single herb plant costs roughly the same as one of those small supermarket packages, but continues producing for months. Furthermore, there's a certain charm in snipping fresh herbs precisely when needed. Barter with neighbors. Recall children exchanging baseball cards or lunch items? Well, the Amish have refined this practice into a sophisticated system. Instead of habitually reaching for your wallet, consider exploring the traditional method of bartering. Perhaps your neighbor requires assistance with gardening, while you could benefit from some carpentry expertise. Exchanging goods and services not only conserves money, but also cultivates enduring community relationships. Possess surplus tomatoes from your garden? Exchange them for your neighbor's homemade bread. Proficient at computer repairs? Trade your technical abilities for someone's knitting skills. The potential exchanges are limitless. Even in our technologically advanced era, the Amish custom of bartering remains exceptionally practical. It extends beyond saving money. It fosters connections and mutual assistance. Additionally, there's profound satisfaction in arranging a transaction advantageous to all parties involved. Use scrap wood and materials. Have some leftover timber from that fencing project? Don't discard it. Amish workshops manage to find applications even for the tiniest wood scraps. That short length of 2x4 could become part of a birdhouse, while those plywood remnants might be repurposed into shelving. Here's an ingenious approach. Maintain an organized collection of usable remnants. Those miscellaneous pieces of lumber could prove ideal for subsequent projects or repairs. If the wood isn't suitable for construction, it can provide warmth for your home during winter. The Amish never squander viable firewood. Even sawdust serves purposes, from animal bedding to compost additive. An additional tip from Amish artisans: prior to commencing any project, inspect your scrap collection first. You might be surprised how frequently purchasing new materials can be avoided by creatively utilizing existing resources. I already have buy-in-season produce. Astute shoppers recognize a principle Amish communities have adhered to for generations. Fruits and vegetables offer superior taste and significantly lower costs when purchased during their peak season. Those December strawberries, they are not merely pricey, they are virtually devoid of flavor. Nature operates on an ideal timetable. When produce is in season, it is plentiful, resulting in reduced prices and enhanced taste. Envision succulent tomatoes in August, crisp apples in October, and sweet corn in July. The savings can be substantial, occasionally reaching 50% less than off-season rates. Were you aware that most Amish families structure their meals based on current harvests? They understand that peak season produce is not only more affordable, it's also richer in nutrients. Furthermore, purchasing seasonal items often translates to supporting local agriculturalists. Here's a suggestion. Acquire extra produce when prices are minimal and preserve it for future use. Your future self will be grateful during winter. Set a weekly budget. Believe you understand your spending patterns? Most individuals do not, yet the Amish meticulously monitor every cent with the accuracy of a seasoned accountant. Establishing a weekly budget isn't solely about curbing expenditures, It's about comprehending your money's flow. Utilize a notebook or your phone if you're not fully embracing the Amish method, and record everything for 1 week. You might be astonished to learn where your funds actually disperse. Those minor expenditures, a coffee here, a snack there, can accumulate more rapidly than participants at a barn raising. Categorize your expenses: essentials, groceries, leisure, and savings. Establish achievable limits for each category. Adaptability is crucial. Certain weeks might involve higher grocery spending but lower leisure costs. Recall the advice of Amish budgeters: manage the pennies, and the dollars will manage themselves. Cancel subscriptions you don't need. Here's an astonishing fact. The typical American allocates over $200 monthly towards subscriptions rarely utilized. The Amish inherently sidestep these contemporary financial pitfalls. No Netflix charges in Amish households. We can adopt their philosophy of paying solely for what genuinely enhances our lives. Critically evaluate your subscriptions: that gym membership dormant since New Year's, the magazine accumulating unread, the streaming service you overlooked. It's time for a review. Compile a list of all your subscriptions and question yourself: do I utilize this sufficiently to warrant the expense? Remember, each recurring charge represents funds divertible towards something more significant. As the Amish maintain, simplicity isn't about possessing less, it's about desiring less. Plan meals ahead. Observing the contents of an Amish kitchen cupboard resembles viewing a meticulously arranged strategy. They are experts in meal planning, and logically so. Organizing your meals extends beyond knowing dinner plans. It involves strategic purchasing and eliminating waste. Adopt a technique from their methods. Dedicate time on Sunday to outline your weekly meals. Assess your existing inventory. Recall that solitary can of beans at the back? Then, compile your shopping list. Planning facilitates avoidance of those budget-damaging impulse purchases at the supermarket and preempts the common "what's for dinner" dilemma. Here's a professional suggestion. Plan meals utilizing common ingredients. Preparing chicken on Monday? Cook additional amounts for Tuesday's casserole. Those carrots intended for your stew? Employ the surplus in Thursday's salad. Both your finances and your stress levels will benefit. Use natural lighting as much as possible. Were you aware the average residence squanders nearly $250 annually illuminating unoccupied rooms? It's time to adopt a bright concept from Amish homes. Utilize the sun as your primary illumination source. Their dwellings are deliberately constructed to optimize natural light, with daily routines scheduled around daylight periods. Attempt rearranging your furniture to leverage window light. Relocate that reading chair nearer the window or situate your desk to capture morning sunlight. Fully open those curtains during daylight hours. Natural light is not only complementary, it's also demonstrated to enhance mood and productivity. Working remotely? Position your workspace near a window instead of in a dim corner. Even on overcast days, natural light typically suffices for most activities. As one insightful Amish farmer notes, the sun never dispatches an invoice. Preserve seeds from your garden. Allocating $3 to $4 for each seed packet annually? Here's a cost-saving technique directly from Amish gardens. The plants you cultivate can supply complementary seeds for the subsequent year. A single tomato might contain sufficient seeds for the gardens of your entire neighborhood. The procedure is remarkably straightforward. Allow several of your most vigorous plants to produce seeds towards the season's end. For tomatoes and cucumbers, collect seeds from the most mature fruits. For beans and peas, simply permit some pods to desiccate on the vine. The Amish have refined this method, meticulously choosing and conserving seeds from their top-performing plants year after year. Here's an intriguing fact. Correctly stored seeds can stay viable for numerous years. Store them in a cool, dry location. Some Amish families utilize paper envelopes marked with the plant type and year. It's nature's complementary gift that perpetually provides. Compost kitchen waste. Discarding banana skins and coffee grounds? That's akin to throwing valuable resources into the garbage. The Amish have long recognized that kitchen leftovers are potential garden assets. A straightforward compost container can convert your food refuse into rich, fertile soil beneficial to your plants. Are you aware the average household discards approximately 30% of its food? Begin gathering fruit and vegetable remnants, coffee grounds, and eggshells. Alternate layers with dry leaves or paper, and nature handles the transformation. Within months, you'll possess nutrient-dense compost that would retail for $10 to $15 per bag at garden centers. The key to flourishing Amish gardens isn't costly fertilizers, it's their waste-nothing policy regarding kitchen scraps. As they express, yesterday's kitchen refuse becomes tomorrow's garden treasure. Your plants and your wallet will appreciate it. Limit use of electricity. Are you aware the typical household spends over $1,000 annually solely on electricity? Learn from Amish efficiency. Every unit of power consumed should serve a purpose. They have perfected the technique of minimal electricity consumption, and their utility expenses reflect this prudence. Begin by increasing awareness of your power consumption habits. Disconnect appliances when idle. Those small standby indicators act like minor financial leaks. Employ power strips to simplify cutting power to multiple devices simultaneously. Transition to LED bulbs. They consume 75% less energy than conventional ones. Desire to push further? Attempt an Amish-inspired power reduction hour each evening. Switch off non-essential devices and savor some tranquil time illuminated by candlelight. Not only will you conserve money, but you might also establish a serene new evening custom. Grow your own livestock feed. Maintain chickens, rabbits, or goats. Adopt a strategy from the Amish Agricultural Guide. Cultivating your own animal fodder can reduce your farming expenditures by half. Instead of purchasing pricey commercial feed, contemplate converting a portion of your yard into a feed garden. Chickens relish fresh vegetation, and rabbits flourish on domestically grown hay. Even a modest area can yield enough to significantly supplement your animal's diet. The Amish have optimized this system, cultivating everything from corn to sunflowers for their livestock. They understand that robust animals originate from high-quality feed. 100 square feet of terrain can produce sufficient corn to nourish several chickens for months. Plant surplus amounts of their preferred vegetables. Kale, lettuce, and peas are simple to cultivate and nourishing. Furthermore, observing your animals relish freshly harvested treats is far more gratifying than dispensing commercial feed from a sack. Learn to make your own jam and jelly. Those premium artisanal jams in stores cost $6 per jar, but with some Amish insight, you can create something superior domestically. A single batch of homemade strawberry jam costs roughly the same as one store-purchased jar, yet produces 5 to 6 jars of authentic fruit preserve. The method is remarkably uncomplicated. Fruit, sugar, and pectin are the sole necessities. Want to know a technique? The Amish frequently omit store-bought pectin, utilizing fruits naturally rich in pectin, like apples, to facilitate jam setting. Commence with straightforward fruits such as strawberries or peaches. Upon mastering the fundamentals, experiment with distinctive blends like blueberry lavender or peach vanilla. Best of all, homemade preserves serve as excellent gifts. There's a certain enchantment in opening a jar of summer strawberry jam on a chilly winter morning. It's akin to preserving sunshine in a jar. Invest in quality utensils and cookware. Emulate an Amish chef's approach. Invest in fewer, superior quality kitchen implements destined to last for generations. That inexpensive $10 pan might appear economical, but when replacing it annually, those initial savings diminish rapidly. Cast iron skillets exemplify this principle. While potentially costing $30 to $40 initially, they can endure for decades. Numerous Amish families continue to utilize cookware inherited from their grandparents. A quality cast iron pan improves with use, acquiring a natural non-stick layer superior to any chemical coating. This principle applies equally to wooden spoons, stainless steel pots, and high-quality knives. Seek robust construction and materials capable of withstanding daily usage. As the Amish advise, buy once, regret once. The initial expenditure might be noticeable, but you'll appreciate the decision years later when your tools remain functional. Harvest rainwater for outdoor use. Have you ever observed thousands of gallons of rainwater cascading down your gutters and contemplated what a loss? The Amish have long employed the practice of collecting this complementary resource from the atmosphere. A single inch of rainfall on a 1,000-square-foot roof can generate over 600 gallons of water. Install a basic rain barrel beneath your downspout. It's simpler than imagined. Utilize the gathered water for your garden, washing outdoor gear, or cleaning tasks. Some resourceful individuals even link multiple barrels to optimize collection during substantial rainfall. Here's a professional suggestion. Position your rain barrel on cinder blocks to enhance water pressure and simplify filling watering cans. Affix a mesh covering atop to prevent leaves and mosquitoes from entering. Recall the wisdom of Amish gardeners. Rain serves as nature's irrigation system. It's logical to collect it while freely available. Use nature as your entertainment. Spending hundreds on amusement monthly? Nature presents the premier entertainment available, entirely free of charge. The Amish have consistently recognized that the natural world offers boundless diversion, from observing stars to identifying birds, hiking to gardening. Instead of browsing social media, attempt an evening stroll to witness the sunset. Discover local hiking paths. Initiate a nature diary. Learn to recognize regional birds, or engage in cloud gazing. These elementary enjoyments require nothing but time and focus. Are you aware that dedicating merely 20 minutes to nature can markedly reduce stress levels? That surpasses the effect of any film. As one Amish farmer expresses it, the world's grandest performance runs continuously, daily, and never imposes an entry fee. Your mind, body, and finances will benefit from selecting this natural amusement alternative. Keep chickens for eggs. Have you ever computed your annual expenditure on eggs? With prices reaching $5 per dozen in certain regions, maintaining backyard chickens appears increasingly sensible. Follow the example of Amish homesteaders. 3 or 4 chickens can supply sufficient eggs for a small household. The initial investment might range from $100 to $200, but these feathered assets begin yielding returns swiftly. Each hen can produce approximately 250 eggs per year. Additionally, they function as miniature composting units, transforming kitchen scraps into garden fertilizer. Most importantly, fresh eggs possess exceptional flavor, characterized by rich yellow yolks and firm whites that render store-bought eggs comparatively bland. The Amish have long understood that contented backyard chickens yield the finest eggs. Just ensure compliance with local ordinances before establishing your flock. As the saying goes, superior eggs originate from contented hens. Make your own herbal skincare products. Those costly facial creams promising extraordinary results for $50 per ounce? Conserve your funds. Traditional Amish women have formulated their own skincare items for generations using elementary, natural components costing significantly less. A container of coconut oil, some beeswax, and your preferred essential oils suffice to begin. Prepare a batch of moisturizer for approximately $5 that would retail for $40. The primary advantage? You possess exact knowledge of your skincare routine's ingredients. No unpronounceable chemicals involved. Commence with something basic like lip balm or body butter. Infuse oils with therapeutic herbs such as calendula or chamomile. Once comfortable, attempt crafting your own facial creams and lotions. Nature furnishes all necessary elements for your skin. The Amish have consistently grasped that beauty need not entail a substantial expense. Repair instead of replace. Spent $200 substituting that unstable chair when a 50-cent screw might have resolved the issue. It's time to adopt the Amish repair philosophy. If it's damaged, attempt repair first. In an era dominated by disposable goods, their repair-first approach saves thousands of dollars annually. That ripped seam in your preferred jacket, mend it. A creaking door, lubricate it. A wobbly table leg, secure it. Minor repairs can prolong the lifespan of your possessions by years. The key lies in identifying issues promptly. The Amish routinely examine their belongings for wear signs and address problems before they escalate. Acquire a fundamental toolkit and master simple repair techniques. YouTube tutorials offer instruction on nearly anything nowadays. Recall the adage of Amish craftsmen, a broken item is merely a functional one awaiting restoration. Both your finances and the environment will benefit. DIY Natural Mosquito Repellent Candles. Weary of spending $50 on insect repellent candles offering minimal efficacy? Craft your own potent mosquito deterrents, mirroring Amish practices established over generations. Utilizing soy wax, essential oils, and some ingenuity, you can produce natural repellent candles for under $3 apiece. The effectiveness hinges on the essential oil mixture. Citronella, lavender, eucalyptus, and peppermint act as nature's insect repellents. The Amish have refined these natural blends through extensive outdoor experience. A single large candle can offer up to 40 hours of insect-free enjoyment on your porch or patio. Seeking enhanced repellent strength? Incorporate dried herbs like rosemary or lemongrass into the wax. These candles not only deter insects but also infuse your outdoor area with agreeable natural fragrances. Instead, layer clothing strategically in winter. Observing your heating expenses surge each winter? Adopt a technique from Amish practicality. Layering garments strategically can decrease your heating expenditures by up to 30%. Rather than increasing the thermostat setting, adopt a layered approach similar to an onion. Begin with a close-fitting base layer crafted from natural fabrics like wool or cotton. Add a warm, intermediate layer. Flannel shirts are ideal for this purpose. Conclude with a comfortable sweater. The principle involves trapping insulating warm air between layers. Even when indoors, wearing layers permits maintaining your thermostat at a slightly lower temperature. Seeking an additional suggestion? Woolen socks and a warm hat contribute more significantly than commonly perceived. As the Amish state, warmth in the feet and head ensures overall comfort. Both your extremities and your heating bill will benefit. Use thermal curtains or heavy drapes. Ever observed the invariably thick curtains on old farmhouse windows? The Amish have long understood that appropriate window treatments can reduce heating costs by as much as 25%. Consider thermal curtains as warm coverings for your windows. Quality thermal curtains might cost $40 to $60 per panel, yet they recoup their cost within a single winter season. Employ them tactically. Open them during sunny periods to admit natural heat, then close them promptly at sunset to retain warmth indoors. For enhanced insulation, ensure your curtains overlap centrally and extend slightly onto the floor. Here's an effective technique. Hang curtains adjacent to the wall and allow them to project several inches beyond the window frame. This forms an air barrier providing supplementary insulation. Desiring extra credit, install a snug valance at the top to obstruct warm air escaping behind the curtains. Use a wood-fired or pellet stove. Anticipating those winter heating expenses with apprehension, a wood-burning stove, a common feature in many Amish residences, can heat your dwelling at a significantly lower cost than electric or gas systems. Although the initial outlay might range from $600 to $2,000, the savings commence immediately. A cord of wood, sufficient to heat a typical home for a month, costs approximately $200 compared to $400 or more for conventional heating methods. Pellet stoves provide comparable savings with enhanced user-friendliness. Simply add pellets and allow operation. Furthermore, the consistent warmth emanating from a wood fire offers profound satisfaction. Proper installation and upkeep are crucial. Benefit from Amish experience. They have heated their homes using this method for generations. Remember to perform regular chimney cleaning and maintain a ready supply of dry wood. As they remark, wood provides warmth thrice during cutting, stacking, and combustion. Before presenting the final tip, please share in the comments which strategy you deemed most valuable and how many of these tips you are currently employing. Be content with what you have. This might represent the paramount Amish advice available. The Amish have cultivated the ability to live with gratitude for their possessions, emphasizing simplicity over abundance. They prioritize family, community, and a meaningful existence above material accumulation. By embracing a less materialistic lifestyle, they sidestep the diversions and strains of contemporary existence. This perspective fosters greater internal tranquility and enhances mental and physical well-being. Persistent longing for unpossessed items can generate stress and discontent. The Amish exemplify that genuine happiness stems not from acquiring possessions, but from valuing current circumstances. Rather than yearning for more, one can discover delight in the immediate moment and nurture a feeling of satisfaction. It's an approach leading to a more rewarding life, liberated from the encumbrance of comparison.